This video is all about GoGuardian Scenes. GoGuardian Scenes are a really powerful tool for you as a teacher to restrict what the students can and can't do during a classroom session on their Chromebook. So basically there are two types of scenes you can create ahead of time and then decide when you want to apply them. Okay, so one is an allowed scene and the other is a blocked scene. Basically the way this works is a blocked scene lets them use the entire internet except these sites that you specify. So you might create a scene that blocks YouTube and a bunch of other sites that the kids commonly use to get distracted and waste time. So you could create that own blocked list, and then whenever you decide you want to enable it, you can just turn it on when you're in a session. So and you can create as many of these lists as you want. Basically, a blocked list allows the entire internet except what you put on the blocked list. Okay? You can have one for every different type of occasion. The allowed list is actually slightly more restrictive than the blocked list because the blocked list allows everything except what you block. The allowed list blocks everything except what you allow. And there are some pre-made block lists that are pretty powerful. So if you click on Create List here, and then you come up here and you give it a name, and I'll just call this one Sample just for the effect. And you can choose which color you want the icon to be and all that kind of stuff, right? And then you add a description. So we're going to call this pre-made. And we click on Next up here. Now it's going to take you to this screen here where you choose to put the websites you're going to allow. If you click on this Quick Lists button, you can see there are a whole bunch of them that are already created by GoGuardian. So if you only want to allow the kids to use Desmos and the tools that are related to it, you can simply check this box. Notice that there's a whole bunch. So if you want them to be able to use Desmos and G Suites, you can click those, and that's all the sites they'll be able to go to. Is only Desmos, only Google Suites. So you can click that. Let's see, are there any other math ones in here? I guess iReady could be considered math. That's good, maybe Paradeck. Okay, so these are your math, we'll call it math tools one. You click Add to Scene. And so it's going to put them over here. Notice you can view or edit the pre-made ones. So if you want to use everything, but you don't want to allow them access to Google Sites, you can go in there and remove Google Sites from the allowed list. Okay. You also can limit the number of tabs students have open at any one time. So if you only want to allow them to have 3 websites open simultaneously, you can say tabs 3. So now we've got a list of pre-made ones. We click Save. And you'll notice that now that one appears over here in my list of pre-made allowed scenes. So how do I apply a scene to a student or to an entire class? I come over here in the classroom and I go ahead and start a class with my LT test, which is going to be offline because I don't have that student online right now. Notice that it says no scene applied. Over here I can click and I'll see my allowed and blocked lists, and I can enable one of them. And now once I enable that scene, when I add that scene, don't know why it's not applying here, but it should show up. It'll apply that scene to the class, and it will only let them use those sites. You can also do the same thing with an individual student over here. Maybe it's not allowing me to do it because I have no students online. Notice when I check the box next to the student, the apply a scene pops up, and I can say that student can only use the Google tools for this class session. Okay, so you can apply a session to the whole entire class over here, or you can apply it to an individual student by clicking on the checkbox there, and then on the bar that comes across the bottom, applying that specific scene to that student. Okay, so that's how you apply scenes to your class or to an individual student once you've previously set them up over here in the Scenes tool.